It's like this dude puts the same album out in a different style every few years. Anyone else think that, or am I alone here? Welcome, my fellow wannabes. Welcome to my channel. Wait a minute, I didn't do that right. Welcome to my channel. My name is Gabriel Fast. I am the wannabe critic. Here's the deal. Beck, the guy is so talented. I don't even understand how it's even possible. Today we're going to be doing an album review. It's Beck's new album called Hyperspace. Just got done really kind of ruminating over it today. I was in the field working on them cows, if you know what I mean, trying to fix that fence. You're all right, girl. But really, I was trying to pay as close of attention as I could, because I've tried to get through this album a couple of times, and I just couldn't really get there. You know what I mean? I couldn't really finish it all the way through as I usually like to. I don't have a ton to say about the album, but what I do is mostly good. So if this is your first time here, consider subscribing. Let me know what you thought of the video. Hit like, hit the bell, do the thing, and you'll be notified, and you can come back and hear what I have to say about music yet again, or a comic book, or me and my wife being dum-dums. Here's the thing. I want to say that I like this album. I think it's good. The album has so many Beck-isms through it. Through every album I've ever listened to of Becks, he always kind of has the same, I don't want to say monotone attitude, but it's very similar. It's very similar feeling through all of his albums. It's kind of like they're all on the same wavelength, but they all they're all in different styles. The last album he put out was more electronic as well, and the album before that was a little more folky, I would say, but they all kind of sound super duper similar. And what I mean by that, like his vocal quality, the melodies that he uses. I mean, I feel like there's multiple lines in this album that I've heard from different albums before. It's like a series of melody that he enjoys using for whatever reason. He likes to repeat it. I don't know why. That doesn't make it bad. And if you like Beck's music, I really think that you're probably going to like this album. It focuses more on a modern approach to pop music, I would say, with a little bit of electronic type vibe from the last album that is sprinkled in there as well. I watched an interview today on Apple Music with Zane Lowe, and Beck was talking about how he really enjoyed making this album because it felt like he had one foot in the past as well as trying to be progressive with this newer album. And I definitely get where he's coming from, because there's definitely hints of his previous work sprinkled within the album, as I said before. But at the same time, I don't feel like it's okay to be so similar to everything you've ever done. And as somebody who has written songs before, it is very hard to be diverse and step out of your comfort zone. So maybe for him, stepping out of the comfort zone isn't necessarily changing his songwriting style, it's changing what type of music he makes. There's only one key track on the album that I think really stuck out to me the most and really spoke to me the most, and that's Chemical. It's deeply laced with, some more 80s type vibes, I would say. I wasn't alive in the 80s, but the type of music, I don't know, for whatever reason, Stranger Things comes to mind. Just kind of that overall musicality. Pharrell Williams, obviously, the happy guy, he produced this album. He worked with Beck on this album, and it was interesting to kind of see their two minds collaborate, because Beck has written a crap ton of songs, Pharrell has written and worked on a crap ton of songs, and it was really interesting to see what the result was. A lot of people are confused as to what a producer even really does. A producer isn't there to boss anybody around, or really shouldn't be there to boss anybody around. The best time I ever heard it put in a documentary about Sound City was a producer works with the song, works with the content, works with the music. You're letting the artist kind of do their thing while trying to step in and say, hey, what about this? I don't know if this particular line works, or I think this particular line would work better, or what about changing the C to an A? Stuff like that. Little things that they hear because they're cultured enough to give you a good opinion based on what they've worked on. So Pharrell being able to take Beck's overall songwriting style and really put a modern take on it, I think it's good. I mean, I really enjoyed the album, and I think it makes a lot of sense, and it's going to make a lot of sense to people who enjoy modern music. They're going to pop this in and be like, oh, this is a little bit different. It's because it is a little bit different. As far as my rating goes, my score, I liked it. I do think it's just Beck putting out the same album as last time with a different coat of paint on it, so to speak, because his songwriting is very similar. But it's not bad. I like Beck's music from time to time. I'm going to give this a 7.5 out of 10. I'm thinking about doing something for a new rating system. So basically, if something isn't good, I would say, okay, just don't even bother listening to this. It's not worth your time. If something's good, it's like, yeah, definitely keep this in a solid rotation for a while. And if something's really good and nearly perfect, we're going to buy it on vinyl. And hopefully, eventually, we can do something to where once I buy a vinyl, I will be happy to buy another vinyl and give it away to you, because that's something that YouTubers do, I guess. But we're still a little bit a ways off from that, but I just wanted to kind of throw that out there and see if you guys think that would be a good idea, or if you would enjoy that. Do any of you even listen to vinyl? I mean, let me know in the comments below. So yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where I've been talking for almost 10 minutes now about literally the same things, but the album is good. It's worth listening to. It's worth your time. I probably won't ever listen to it again, to be honest. I think it was worth a good listen, and I think it's easily missed. There's good vibes on that song, and just because I feel that way and I won't listen to it again doesn't mean that it won't be in a solid rotation for you. So what'd you think? Did I give a good review of this album? I'd appreciate it if you let me know in the comments below. Slap like on this video, or don't slap like. If this is your first time here, consider subscribing. It really helps me out a lot and potentially will help me stay relevant and get recommended on other people's channels, kind of learning about how all that works and stuff like that. Please, please, please. Did you listen to this album? What did you think of it? Because I'm desperate to know. I really am, because it is what it is for me. But as always, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for watching this. And thank you for preparing yourselves for a plethora of hot takes and potentially unpopular opinions. I'm Gabriel Fast. I will always be the wannabe critic.